Aziz Zanguty. I am a high school EFL teacher from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's a great honor to participate at the fourth Applied Linguistics and Language Teaching 2022. Today, I'm going to present a very crucial topic in the educational field, which is the necessity of adding coaching teacher in Saudi schools. The outline of this presentation, I will start with the definition, the main purpose of this research, why a coaching teacher, and then some comparison between the supervisor and the coach teacher, the benefits of adding a coaching teacher in Saudi school, implementation of this project, and then finally the limitation. Hopefully we will have some time for questions and answer. It has been much discussed topic in many workshops in Saudi Arabia, but they lead this topic to only the supervisors. You can see this photo was taken in the early 1980s or maybe before. In one of the Western countries, you can obviously see the number of students in the classroom with only one teacher. Now, we are in 2022, we still have this issue in more than the majority of Saudi schools. This is the spark that came in my mind. Why do we need a coach teacher? I personally have visited more than 25 schools in different continents around the world, such as in Singapore, New Zealand, Australia, Morocco, and finally in the United States. Most schools have a program about professional development or a coach teacher who works in the school with his colleagues. In Saudi Arabia, the supervisor works as a supervisor, mentor, evaluator, and as a coach teacher. I personally found out that it is very complicated rule for one person to be qualified in everything related to educational system. Helen said, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much, which everyone agree about working cooperatively. The word coach has an extremely important meaning in many tasks, but in educational in particular, as you can see, each letter represents meaning. Come alongside, which means that there is no differences between the coach teacher and the host teacher. Then observe carefully. As a coach teacher, you have to write all comments and pass it beautifully to the teacher. Ask question wisely. For example, when you visit a teacher, you must ask a beneficial question rather than just giving orders or saying, no, this is not correct or this is a correct way of teaching. Try to clarify options and provide resources to help teachers hold accountable and take the responsibility to assist this teacher. In many countries around the world and in many schools, they don't have something called a coach teacher. They have a supervisor. And this supervisor works as a coach teacher, mentor, and evaluator. So who is a coaching teacher? This person is a colleague, work together equally in an equal thinking with the teacher to build new skills and to solve the teacher's problem. I mean, in the educational field, with his education methods, with his style in the classroom, to share idea and new idea, and to teach each other. As I mentioned before, an equal thinking. I don't have to say this coach teacher, or I don't have to say this to this host teacher, I am better than you or you're better than me. No, we are sharing idea, solving problems, and get benefits from each other. Here is the big question. Why do we need a coach teacher in Saudi Arabia? There are two clear reasons. The first one, because of the less authority between teachers' hands. Everything belongs to schools, curriculum, and the whole system is centered in the Ministry of Education. As teachers, we cannot change anything to the curriculums. If you are a teacher in the highest peak on the mountain, you will teach the same book as in a big modern city. The same, for instance, if you teach chemistry as an example in the desert or in a big city with a high technology. So this is the first one. Second, because of the busy schedule for more than 80% of Saudi teachers, teachers cannot attend any professional development, conference, demonstration lessons, and workshops. For me, I have 4 classes every day. Each class is 50 minutes. I worked very, very hard to be in this conference. Also, we need this job in our schools to improve teachers' performance and students' academic performance as well. So what if we have a supervisor or a coach teacher? What is the new thing? First of all, the supervisor, most of his work is to evaluate teachers and then move to some administrative work dealing with papers. But the coach teacher is to assist teachers, support them, motivate them, and work equally with all teachers, and so on. We are in the point of creating a safer environment for this teacher. Each supervisor must be responsible for almost 60 teachers. He must visit them in their schools. He must providing workshops. He must dealing with their weaknesses, and he must write documents for all of them, which is very complicated for one person to deal with all of these processes. There are many rules for the coach teacher. I will just give you the main rules of this specific job. First of all, a coach teacher is not evaluating teachers at all. Second, the coach teacher is supporting the host teacher. In addition to that, encouraging these teachers to use new strategies and giving feedback. Also highlighting the teacher's skills and talent, because teachers have many skills, but they don't know how and when to use these skills. For example, the use of smart board. Finally, this is the most important rule in my opinion and for most teachers, which is to create an optimal and safer environment for these teachers. In our school, if we have a supervisor as a visitor, you will see the host teacher is in uncomfortable case and feeling confused because of this supervisor. He will try to show the supervisor all of his strength to guarantee a higher score in the evaluation. But if we have a coach teacher before the supervisor visits, we will solve this problem and we will create a safer environment for this teacher. Create a safer environment in a workplace is really important. Note that the coach teacher will visit you by your invitation. For example, if you have a problem with the time management in the classroom, you can contact with a coach teacher to assist you in this particular issue. I have seen many intelligent teachers. They are very clever. Some of them are putting a green color or a green apple in their schedule. And some of them, they put a red color. The green means anyone can visit me. Supervisor, principal, any visitor. I am more than welcome to host anyone. Others, they put a red color in their schedule, which means that I have exam or I have something to do rather than to host any visitors, and so on. The implementation of this project was quite interesting. I started this project step by step in 2019 by arranging many meetings with my colleagues from the same major. Then I showed them in a PowerPoint the root of this project and the process. I explained all points about this research. I send them a Google link to see their answers if they are interested to work with me or not. By having a pilot program, start from my school, a small community to save my time and effort, and I received some important result after 1 year from the beginning. Because it's a new practice in Saudi Arabia, I have faced many limitations. First one, with experienced teachers. Most of experienced teachers who work for more than 20 years, they think they are enough learning. They think they are very qualified to deal with all issues inside the school. So they don't accept any new practice. Number two, teachers' classrooms. It was quite difficult to ask teachers to be with them in their classroom. Many of them, they feel uncomfortable to have anyone to watch him while he's working in the classroom. The third one is the new teacher. They are very hesitant teachers. Sometimes, if they see the good result, they will agree and they will work with you. And if they see a bad result, they will reject and they will say, we are sorry, we don't want to work with you. The last limitation was about the evaluation. I have to contact with supervisors. I have to contact with some principals to take the evaluation part. Because if I give them the evaluation, I have many teachers, they are my friends. So they may mark as it was a good project and you did a good job, and I'm looking for the validity and reliability in my project. So I took this part to the supervisors with no names to guarantee a good result for this project. So as I mentioned before, the evaluation for this project, I gave it to the supervisors to guarantee the validity, as I said before. And these supervisors interviewed the teachers and asked them about if they get benefits from this project or not. And then they moved to the students' academic performance. Finally, they send the link with no names. They can write anything they want to write. They can give compliment or they can say their opinion about the project. I'm still receiving result because I'm still working on this project for almost now, I'm going to the 4th years. Hopefully in the future, I will receive a good result and I will see many coaching teachers in Saudi schools. Finally, Phil Jackson said, the strength of the team is each individual member. The strength of each member is the team. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask. Don't hesitate to contact. You will see my email and there is a barcode if you want to take this presentation. You are welcome. I wish you all the best.